I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to be starting a new vlog. This is a themed vlog. You will have already seen the title. And the theme is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. They're upside down, but if I turn them the right way around, they're in the wrong order. Bottom to top, they're in the right order. This is going to be the Twisted series vlog by Anna Huang. I'm reading Twisted Love for Literature Book Club. The live show is actually tomorrow and I have not yet finished this. In fact, I'm 48 pages in at this moment in time and it is currently Sunday the 9th, 11:15 p.m. So I've got some work to do on this, but obviously this is the first book. Then we go on to Twisted Games, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies. I thought I might as well binge the series because why not? We all know I'm shit at finishing series, so I thought I might give binging the series a try and you can have a vlog on it. I think I'm going to do this spoiler free, albeit it's a romance, so I don't know how far I can go with the spoilers. But the first one we are going to read is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. Those are all by Anna Huang. I don't know why I said that. And in this one, I am 48 pages in, but in this one we are following Alex Volkov and also Ava Chen. So we've started off following Ava and her brother has gone to, it doesn't have his name on the back. Her brother has gone away for a year, I think, for work or traveling, whatever it is. And Ava is now left at college by herself and he's very concerned about it. Her brother is quite Josh. Her brother is quite overprotective. And there is a reason why for current day, but something's happened to her in the past. I don't know what it is. We don't know yet. Something's happened to her in the past when she was a kid, I think. But right now it's that her and her partner is split up and he's being a little bit of a stalker. So Josh is quite worried about her and has asked his best friend Alex if he will keep his eye on Ava while Josh is away for the year. So Alex has now moved into Josh's place where he was staying at uni and college, American college, and Alex has now moved in. So Alex has a heart of ice. He is very, very cold, very, very unapproachable, and just really difficult to get on with. Ava is very much so sunshine. She's very happy-go-lucky and she's not happy about being babysat by Alex. She is attracted to him though, and there is like 4 years between them. Ava's 22, so Alex is 26, and the romance is gonna ensue, I assume. It is brother's best friend, grumpy sunshines with those are green lights for you. Potential. But yeah, so far I'm currently at 48 pages in. It's going okay so far. I have heard that the series gets better as you go on, which is the reason why I wanted to do a binge of said series. So I'm intrigued to find out how that works out, but so far I'm having a good time. It's okay. One thing I will say is that I did make a note for the live show for this, and on Alex's first chapter, it's not really a spoiler because it's on the like his first chapter, which is chapter 2. He says, I didn't do sweet nothings or lovemaking. I fucked a certain way. It continues on. And I literally made a note of what in the Christian Grey is this? It was very Christian Grey-esque. I am intrigued to see where this goes. What I will say is that I do enjoy the fact that there is a playlist in the front of this book. I do enjoy books like that. So yeah, that is my plan. I will give you an update when I'm about halfway through this, let you know my thoughts on it and everything, but so far it's going okay. And I'm intrigued to see where this goes and also who else we follow in these books. Are we following the same people? No. Okay, interesting. But I'm intrigued to see where it goes and who else we follow in the other books and whether or not it is true story that the books get better as you go on. So I'm gonna go to bed because I'm absolutely knackered and I would like to try and get to maybe a page 100. I wanted to try and get halfway through this today, but that's not gonna happen now. I wanna try and get to maybe a page 100 before I go to bed, sleep, because that will really help me out tomorrow in trying to finish this before the live show at 7 o'clock. So if you haven't seen the live show yet, obviously that will have happened before this video goes up, naturally. So I'll leave a link to it up here. Riley Marie and also India from What India Read did join me for that live show and I've no doubt it was a good time. I'll probably let you know a bit later on in this vlog, but yeah. So I'm gonna go continue on with this bad boy, and I will check back in with you around the halfway mark. Okay, hey, it's Monday and it is currently 11:30 in the morning and I'm on Patreon sprints. Jade has just joined me, but I'm making my way through Twisted Love. I am on now page 160. I'm around the halfway mark and I am enjoying this. I'm having a good time. I think we're just about to get to our first sex scene, so I'm intrigued. I am having a good time with it. I have found myself cringing at parts. This does give me 50 Shades of Grey vibes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody else has been getting that vibe from this, but that's the vibe that it gives me. I am enjoying the relationship between Ava and Alex. He is very much stone cold, very much like Christian Grey, probably even more cold, to be honest. But the situations in which we have for both of these people are very dark, so their backgrounds are a lot darker than I was anticipating. And it is interesting to see them both kind of go through those motions, both independently and together. So I am having a good time with it and I am intrigued to continue on. I mean, I have to continue on. I've got the live show this evening. But I do need to get moving because I've still got half the book left. I've got 2 hours and 17 minutes left to go. And I would like to get on with reading some more stuff for Summerween struggles. Summerween this afternoon. So yeah. I am intrigued to see how the rest of this goes though. So I'm going to carry on. I just thought I would come on and give you a quick update, let you know how I'm getting on with it. And I will check back in with you when I have finished this and give you my full thoughts and rating on it. So I will speak to you then. Okay, hello. It's time to update you. Some time has passed and I need to give you my full thoughts on Twisted Love because I did finish it. We had the live show. It went really well. Myself and India had a really good natter on that live show about this book. And I gave this one 4 stars. It was good. I enjoyed myself. I really liked the dynamic between Anna and Alex, and I liked that this was actually a little bit darker than I was anticipating with the stuff that's gone on in Alex and Anna's past. One thing I will say is that I feel like there was no clear indication as to what Alex's job actually was properly. He was almost like part of the mafia but not. He had this aura about him in that he could get anything done that you needed to get done. He was not afraid to hurt somebody if he thought they needed hurting, or even kill a person, and that was surprising to me, especially considering how unclear it was what his job actually was. It was never mentioned that he was in the mafia, but it was almost like he was in the mafia. He's not. It's not a mafia romance, but it kind of felt like that to me. And I feel like I have moved on to the next book, but I feel like we've already had some of his job description cleared up in that book by another character, which is surprising to me. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought it was good. There was a part around this point where I thought the 3rd act breakup was going to happen and it didn't, and I was really surprised. I was like, oh my god, we've still got like a good portion of the book left, but that didn't happen. And overall I really enjoyed this. I loved getting to know the side characters as well because I know that we're probably going to get their books in the future. So really enjoyed Josh, although his babying of Ava, because Josh is Ava's brother, his babying of Ava bothered me a little bit. But once I'd realised exactly what had happened to her in her past and what was currently going on with an ex-boyfriend, I kind of got it and it was nice. I just feel like sometimes it was overbearing. So yeah, I enjoyed it. There were many tropes in here. So we've obviously got brother's best friend, we've got enemies to lovers, we have touch her and you die. We have a lot going on in here and it was really, really good. We've also got trauma, PTSD, so just be wary of that going in. There is a lot in this book and it packed a punch. I enjoy it. I think that going forward, I'm probably going to enjoy some of the other characters' books a little bit more. I have heard that they get better, but I did have a good time with this one. I gave it 4 stars and we had a wonderful chat, myself and India. And if you want to check that live show out, I will leave a link to it in the description box down below, but also up here. Feel free to do so. We did get a little bit sidetracked and started talking about other stuff and I just kept adding to India's wish list. But yeah, so that was that book. And then I have moved on to the next one. So, Twisted Games does follow Bridget, who is a princess. She's also one of Ava's best friends. And then we follow Reese, who is her new bodyguard. So, Ava's family tree, so far, her granddad is the king of a very small European country. She and her brother, Nick, are princess and prince, and he's next in line. So, let me just read the back very quickly. I haven't read the backs of any of these books. But I just really need to read the back quickly before I spoil anything. I've just gotten to a point, because I am already 134 pages into this book. We've just gotten to a point where Bridget has just found out that Nick is actually abdicating the throne. So he's been brought up to become king when their grandfather passes away. And he's now abdicating the throne because he wants to marry his girlfriend, who she cannot be a royal because she's from the US. So he's abdicating the throne, which means that Bridget's going to have to step up and become queen once their grandfather passes, which is not what she wants. It's already hard enough for her being a princess. She's trying to live a normal life. She moved to the US, she's at uni and, well, college, and now she's graduated college and she just wants to live a normal life. And she's really struggling with trying to be, she's asked can she stay on in the US and be like an ambassador for their country in the US, and she will go to all of the places where an ambassador needs to be seen, etc., dinners, conversations, etc., etc. And she doesn't like it. She hates it. She hates being babied. She hates having to do all of this stuff. She just wants a normal life, and that is not the case for her. She's gone back home. Their grandfather is very sick. She's gone back home and Nick has told her that he's abdicating the throne and she's gonna have to become queen. So, struggles. However, this is a bodyguard romance. Now, Jade's just made a really good point to me that I have read a bodyguard romance before with From Blood and Ash. That was a fantasy romance, but this one is like a proper solid, not that that wasn't a proper solid bodyguard romance, but this is like a proper solid bodyguard romance. Boy, am I enjoying myself. I love the movie Bodyguard with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. It's such a good fucking film. If you enjoyed this book and you haven't seen that movie, I would recommend. It's fantastic. But I am enjoying this a lot. Booth used to be Bridget's bodyguard. He's going on leave. I think his wife's having a baby or something. He's going on leave. This all kind of happens in the first book, and she's now got this new bodyguard, Reese. Now this, at the beginning of the book, does say this spans over a very long period of time. I think it's about 4 years, starting off partway through Twisted Love, which we do see. So Huang has recommended reading Twisted Love before you go into Twisted Games, because it might seem like you're skipping a good portion of the story if you just read Twisted Games, but it's because it's already in here. So we are now at a point where she's been with Reese for, it's just over a year, I think. She's had him as a bodyguard for just over a year. The sexual tension between these two characters, how they've gone a year without touching each other, is beyond me. I'm not joking. And I only at this point, and I don't know at what point they're going to start their relationship, but I am so ready for it. I am so ready for it. I love Bridget. She's so fiery. She's a very strong female MC. I really enjoy Reese as a character. He is very cut off emotionally with everything that's gone on in his life. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. He's got a lot of PTSD, and I think we've got a lot of his stories to come yet with the trauma and the PTSD that he's gone through and everything he's seen and witnessed and had to do while he's been a SEAL. So again, trigger warnings, be careful, but I'm really enjoying this and I'm having a good time, so I'm excited to continue. I am hoping to potentially finish this today. We will see. I've still got some editing to do. It's 12 o'clock now and I'm on Patreon sprints because it is Monday, so we've got Magic Monday sprints. But I did want to come on and give you an update, let you know that I have finished Twisted Love and moved on to Twisted Games, but I think I'm going to enjoy this one more than Twisted Love, so I'm very excited to continue. And I am hoping that this vlog is going to go up next week, so I am hoping to get through all of these books this week. We will see. They get bigger as you go on. That's what she said. So I'm gonna go continue on with this. Well, get my videos edited, then continue on with this. My battery is dying, and I will check back in with you when I've got another update for you. Whether or not I check in with you again at the halfway point, I don't know, because I'm already 134 pages in, but I will check back in with you when I've got another update for you. Good morning, it is the following day and I am here to give you an update. I am smashing my way through these books, I'm not gonna lie. It could slow down over the next few days. I've got work and it's my sister-in-law's birthday tomorrow. I've got a 30th birthday party on Saturday, etc. So it could slow down and we could be down to the wire. I want this video to go up next Wednesday. We could be down to the wire on Monday and Tuesday. But I finished Twisted Games last night. I'm going to give this one 4 stars as well, which is what I gave Twisted Love. I really enjoyed this one. I think I enjoyed this one just a smidge more than Twisted Love. One thing I will say though is that I feel like I kind of just lost it a little bit in the middle. That was probably a me thing. I just feel like this book is very, very long. 453 pages, actually that's a part, 438 pages. I loved Reese and also Bridget, loved them both. I really enjoyed Bridget's character in Twisted Love, so I already knew I was going to enjoy her, and I was so here for the bodyguard romances. One thing I actually love is like bodyguard romances, something I should probably be picking up more, to be perfectly honest. I loved the chemistry between them both, and I did enjoy the slow burn. I did look through some ratings on Goodreads, and I know a lot of people have complained about that slow burn or complained about the time jumps throughout this book, but I actually enjoyed that. I thought it was done very, very well, and if you've read Twisted Love it will make sense. If you haven't, it won't. But, and she does give you that FYI in the front of the book, but I didn't mind the time jumps. I thought it was done very well. I thought the relationship was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. The slow burn for me actually at the beginning of the book was something that was kind of slowing the story down a little bit, and I don't mind that, to be perfectly honest. I had a good time with it. And then once we got to the point where she went back to the palace because her brother had abdicated the throne, I kind of found that I lost my way with that a little bit because I wasn't enjoying myself as much. I liked the time we were getting with Bridget and Reese in the States rather than the time we were getting with Bridget then more on the political side of things. So I did enjoy it regardless, but there was that little bit in the middle that I just was struggling with a bit, and I liked how it wrapped up in the end. I thought it was fantastic. I understood the third act. I thought it was done very, very well. It wasn't a lack of communication. It was a principle that she had to do it, and she felt like she needed to do it for reasons, and I just thought it was really, really good. I enjoyed myself with this one and I had a really good time. I really do love Anna Huang's writing style. I think it's really fantastic and I had a good time with this one. So 4 stars for that. And then I have moved on to Twisted Hate book 3. I did start this one last night and I got to page 58. This one I am very much so anticipating. I do love me an enemies to lovers romance, and this one is following Jules and Josh. Jules is Ava and Bridget's best friend, and we saw a lot of her in the first book. Josh is Ava's brother. So we see a lot of him in the first book. Their relationship has kind of been built to start off with. So Josh and Jules hate each other. Josh has got this thing about Jules and has told Ava that he thinks that Jules is bad for her. She's a bit of a, I don't want to say troublemaker, but she likes to have fun, you know? She likes to have fun, and sometimes she does get Ava in some trouble. So Josh worries, understandably so, but the way that he has been overheard speaking about Jules previously has left a mark on Jules, and she can't get past it. But already in the first 50 pages, we are seeing tension and sparks flying between these two in a very enemies to lovers type way, and I'm loving it already and I'm really excited. The only thing that concerns me about this and Twisted Lies is the books have gotten bigger. So that one was 438. This one is 504 pages, and I'm just concerned as to where this is going to go, whether it's going to flop in the middle a little bit, whether I'm going to lose my way a little bit. I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned with it. I'm hoping that the intrigue that I have for Josh and Jules is going to keep me hooked on this one, but I'm really looking forward to it. Josh is a doctor. He works at the hospital. Jules is aiming to become a lawyer, and we've already at this point as well seen sparks between the last two characters in Twisted Lies, which is Stella and Christian, and I am very excited about their story as well, because the only interaction we've seen between them two throughout this entire series has happened in these first 58 pages. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hyped for the last two books. I believe on Goodreads, as far as the ratings are concerned, Twisted Lies is the favourite, followed by Twisted Games, and then this one, and then Twisted Love, I think. So I'm intrigued to see the reasoning behind that, but I know that Enemies to Lovers is not a favourite for everyone, whereas I really enjoy Enemies to Lovers. It was one of my favourites alongside Fake Dating, whereas since my relationship, I'm like Friends to Lovers is now my favourite alongside Fake Dating, but Enemies to Lovers is still up there. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. Excited to get more of Josh and Jules, and I am hyped. I just think Jules is one of those people, you know, that she's just an unlucky person. There are those people in life. I have been one of those people for a long time until things started to turn around for me. But you know, you just get some people that are just, no matter what, are unlucky in life. And Jules, I think, is one of those people, and it makes her seem like she's a bit of a troublemaker and she goes looking for these bad things to happen to her, and that's not the case. She just is unlucky, and it is a shame for her. I have very much had a similar thing when I've gone throughout my life, like coming out of university in the middle of a recession, unlucky in life, struggling to therefore find a job, unlucky. It's just, it is what it is, and there's nothing I could do about that in that moment in time. There was just a situation I had no control over, and I think Jules just finds herself in these situations sometimes. You literally see it with a situation that happens to her in the first 58 pages. So I think she's just one of those characters, and I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. She's also a character that likes to manifest things for herself, and I love that about her. So I'm very excited indeed. There is a content warnings in the front of this one as well, so just be careful as you're going through the pages. Make sure you don't skip that, just in case. I love that there's a playlist in all of these books as well. So anyway, I'm gonna go because that was a really long update, and I will check back in with you maybe when I'm about halfway through, let you know how I'm getting on. I know I didn't do that with Twisted Games, but I was like a good portion into that book when I gave you the first update. So I'll check back in with you, and I've got another update for you. Okay, I've come upstairs to bed because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Some time has passed. It is still Tuesday the 18th. It's 5:25 in the evening. My apologies if you can hear the traffic. It's very busy main road. And I haven't quite got halfway. In fact, I'm not even close to halfway. I'm 166 pages into Twisted Hate. I may have found a new favourite thing in smutty books, and it's hate fucking. I don't think I've ever read a hate fucking scene before, where like enemies to lovers and then them sleeping together is one thing, but when they sleep together, when they still viscerally hate each other, is a whole other ball game, and that was incredible. I loved it. It was fantastic. Oh, very intense, and I'm loving the agreement Josh and Jules have just come together with. I am really enjoying this one. I'm having a very good time with it, and I'm very excited about continuing on with this. I am just feeling a little bit meh today. It's I think my mental health more than anything. I have been home since Sunday afternoon, So I haven't seen anyone since Sunday afternoon, and we were meant to be going to Andy's friend's house for tea tonight, but he's been sleeping horrifically and is absolutely knackered. I think, in fact, he's probably asleep now, because I think he got about 2 hours sleep last night, and he finishes at 3, and I haven't heard from him since like 4, so I think he's fallen asleep. So he made the decision to push it back to another day, and therefore I'm not going over there to West Orton tonight, because Derek's coming tomorrow to sort the shelves out, and I need to be here to run him through exactly what I want before I then do go over to Andy's until probably Sunday. So I do need to get a shufty on with this so that I can at least start Twisted Lies and take it with me this week for the rest of the week. But I'm going to come back to it a little bit later on, and I have decided to kind of switch gears a little bit and start another vlog, which is a manga vlog, so that I can just read some manga for a little bit. Sometimes, you know, you need something a bit easier, especially if you've been binging a series as well, which is why I don't do this too often, because I'm not necessarily bored by any means, but sometimes, you know, you break things up. I read across so many different genres that going from romance to thriller to fantasy to romance to manga to graphic novel, etc. works for me. But reading romance from the same author with the same characters but not following the exact same characters at all times, sometimes I can get a little bit bored. So this is the reason why I don't binge series, because I can not get bored but just stagnate, and I struggle a little bit to get myself through them. So it's nice sometimes to break things up. So I think what I'm going to do is, for the manga vlog that I'm doing that's going to come out in August, I'm going to break things up a little bit, read a manga, and then come back to this for a little bit, and then maybe pick up another manga, come back to this a little bit, and just break it up like that. Maybe, you never know, I might read the manga and then come and binge the rest of this, finish it off. But whether or not I finish it today, I don't know, but either way I'll try and finish it then tomorrow, and then start Twisted Lies. So I might end up taking both of them with me tomorrow to Andy's, because I'm gonna talk Derek through exactly what I want on the shelves, and then I need to nip to the card shop to get Tara a card and a bag for her presents, and then go straight to Andy's, I think, even though he won't finish work till 3. I think that's my plan, so that I can then do some reading at his. I feel weird about reading here while Derek's here working, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and give you a quick update, let you know that hate fucking is a new thing for me. I don't know what to tell you. I really enjoyed it. It was a really hot scene, and I had a good time with it. So I think that's been probably my favourite sex scene from all of the books so far. It was very good. I hope we get more. So yeah, I am going to go, and I will check back in with you when I've got another update for you. Okay, hello to you all. I am here to give you a well-needed update on my reading, but I only have just under 3 minutes of my sprint to give you this update. I meant to do it at the beginning of the sprint and I forgot. Standard. So I have finished Twisted Hate, which is book 3 in the series. I enjoyed this one. I honestly thought that this was well on its way to being a 5-star read. And then around the 75% mark, the third act breakup had happened between Josh and Jules. And this became a very toxic and just quite sickly, actually, third act breakup. It made me feel quite sick to my stomach, and I was a little bit disgusted, I'm not gonna lie. So it ended up losing a star. It got 4 stars. I think this might be my lowest rated one so far, because I think the other two, the first two, have had 4.5 stars, and it was solely based off of that third act breakup. I did not like it in the slightest. It gave me the ick so bad. Like, I remember my face visibly going, oh no, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it was awful. So this got 4 stars. I still love Josh and Jules, and I love how their relationship started, but just that third act breakup and the whole literally only that little bit there made me feel sick to my stomach, and I was not happy about it. If you know, you know. But yeah, so 4 stars for Twisted Hate. And then we are going on to, I say we are going on to, Twisted Lies by Anna Huang, which is the 4th and final book in the Twisted series. This one is following Christian and Stella. Christian worked with, well, Reese worked for Christian, who's in book 2, and Stella is best friends with Jules, Ava and Bridget. So far I'm really enjoying this one. This is the only one that so far we haven't had a great deal of relationship build up from the other books. We had ever so slightly some scenes with Stella and Christian in the 3rd book in Twisted Hate, because Jules and Stella were flatmates and they were renting a flat off of Christian. So this then picks straight up after Twisted Hate, in which Stella is now living alone at the flat and she's struggling to pay her bills because she's paying for hospital fees for the woman that used to bring her up that isn't her mother, despite the fact that she's still in contact with her family and they don't really give a shit about her. She's paying for the hospital fees for her. So she is struggling financially and she's trying to sort her shit out with that, in the process of like losing her job. And there is then a darker twisty element to this as well, but this is fake dating between Christian and Stella, and I'm really enjoying that. So I'm not sure yet which will be my favourite out of the series, but I am really enjoying this one. I'm having a very good time with it, and as I say, I'm just over the halfway mark now, so I thought I should probably update you on this one. I'm 307 pages in, so I probably won't update you again till I've finished it, and then I will rank the series my favourite to least favourite. But I'm having a very good time with this one, and the bell did just ding on my sprints, so I better go and chat to my patrons. But I just wanted to come on and give you an update that the end of it gave, well, the 3rd act gave me the ick, and I'm really disappointed. I'm really sad about it, I'm not gonna lie, because I honestly thought that was going to be a 5-star read. I was having the time of my life the first 75% of that book, but yeah, just that 3rd act, it just did me in. I couldn't with it. So anyway, I'm gonna go and carry on finishing this, because it's now Monday and this video is supposed to be going up on Wednesday, and I've got to sort my shit out, and I've got Hawkeye watch along that's about to happen now, so I've got to stop reading for the day. But I will check back in with you when I've finished. Okay, good evening. It's now Tuesday evening. I have left this right down to the wire to finish this vlog off, but I have finally finished Twisted Lies. I know my update last night was pretty rushed. I do apologise for that. I was just trying to do the update in a sprint, and I completely forgot that I had to update you on Twisted Hate as well. But I have now finished this one. I think that this one might be my least favourite in the series. I apologise for the noise, because we're in my bay window downstairs in the living room, and I live on a busy main road. Yeah, I think this might be my least favourite in the series. I just don't know what it was about it. First of all, there is no need for this book to be this long. I think secondly, I listened to the audiobook for all of these, and the narrators for the male MC and the female MC were the same people for every single book. So the characters all sounded the same to me. I think the women had like their own personalities and they kind of shone through in the narration, but the men all sounded the same other than Josh, because I do feel like Josh's character traits are not as dark as Alex's, Reese's and Christian's. Reese's I understand to some extent, because he's a bodyguard, so he's meant to be, you know, quite standoffish and quite brutal and quite violent. It's his job. Alex and Christian, I have honestly, even now, still don't fully understand what their job roles are. Maybe I missed it, or maybe it just wasn't made clear to me. I don't know. I assumed Christian ran like a security company, which I think he does, but he is a very brutal, again, brutal, dark person, and these books are a lot darker than I thought they were going to be. But yeah, I think, you know what the other thing was in this as well? There was a stalker element in this. Stella is being stalked. And if you know me, you know that's a trigger for me. And it wasn't until I got to the third act breakup, the third act conflict thing, that it sunk in because of what happened with that third act breakup. If you know, you know. So I think that could be the reason with this. There's several reasons, obviously. It's unnecessarily long. I just feel like we didn't get as much interaction in the first 3 books with Christian and Stella, enough for me to care about them too much going into this. Like, when I went into Twisted Hate, I loved Josh and Jules, and I was waiting for their book from literally Twisted Love. And I really, really enjoyed Reese and Bridget as well when we went into Twisted Games. Whereas this one, I just feel like we didn't have as much interaction with Stella and Christian before we got to this book that we could have gotten, considering there was 3 books before it. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know. This is another reason why I don't tend to binge series back to back, especially so close together as well. I have read a couple of books in between these, but they haven't been... Actually, I've read it. I mean, I read the whole Zodiac Academy 3 in between this, but I think because I was right down... My necklaces are all twisted. It doesn't matter. Because I was right down to the wire with this, it got to a point where I was like binging these 2 back to back, and I don't particularly like doing that, I'm not gonna lie, especially when the narrators sound the exact same for different characters. It just, I don't know. I've also been having an off day today, mental health wise and like physical health wise, so that's probably not helping. But yeah, this was my least favourite book. It still got 4 stars, but it was my least favourite book out the series. So in that vein, we now need to rank the series favourite to least favourite. So Twisted Games was my favourite. Bridget and Reese, I absolutely loved them. I thought they were fantastic. And despite what I said about the third act conflict in Twisted Hate, I did still love Josh and Jules, so that's my second favourite, followed by Twisted Love and then Twisted Lies. So this is my ranking order for these books. This one did get 4.5 stars, if I gave half stars. The rest did get 4 stars, but on Corepile it kind of gives you like a rating outside of that, which I do have those ratings as well, if you're interested in them. So Twisted Games did get an 8 on Corepile. Then Twisted Hate got a 7.71. Twisted Love got 7.29 and Twisted Lies got a 7.14. I think a couple points off and that would have been a 3-star read of 3.5 on Corepile, but it just scraped a 4. So that's pretty much my ratings for the Twisted series. I'm glad I've read it all. Whether or not I keep these books, I don't know. If I had the original ones, the self-pubbed ones, I might have kept them because I do love those covers. But whether or not I keep this series, I might unhaul it. I'm never going to reread it because I didn't enjoy it that much. But yeah, this was a ride. Chat to me in the comments down below. Would you like to see me do this again in future with another series? Please, if you pick a romance series, well, please only pick a romance series. There's no way I'm reading a fantasy series, but make sure the books aren't as long as these ones, because just this is unnecessary. Like, no romance book has any business being 550 odd pages. After saying that, The Things We Never Got Over, is that what it's called, by Lucy Score, that one's really chunky, and I did love that book. I gave it 5 stars. So I mean, on occasion it works, but not this time. But yeah, chat to me in the comments down below if you've got another series you'd like to see me do this with in future. I would plan it so much in advance that I'm not reading the books back to back, and I would start it quite early on. I've obviously done this over the course of a month, but the last 2 books have been over the course of like the last 5 days or something. So I would like to do it in such a way that I'm reading a book and then reading some other stuff in between, then reading a book, other stuff in between, etc. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. Do you agree with my views and with my ratings of these books, my ranking at the end? And I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.